Hey everyone, welcome back to 12 Days of Past, Present, and Future with Daisy and Christy. We are currently working on the present, and for today's theme, it is about using a wreath. Wreaths are everywhere. They are so popular right now, and so that is why we are choosing to do this as obviously one of them. And when I'm starting this, you can see I'm adding some gesso down. I'm going to do a little bit of mixed media. And I'll be honest with you, I absolutely hate it. I hate the way that this turns out at first. Like, it just, I don't know what I had in my head that came out on paper, but they did not jive. Oh my goodness, oh. So my idea here was that I was going to do a bit of mixed media underneath this cut file. However, it just, it does not look good. So I was so mad at myself because this piece of pattern paper I got in my Secret Not Secret kit last year. This is all part of a collection, my little kit from the Stay Colorful collection from Dear Lizzie. It was my Creativation type kit that I got from Christina from last year, so 2018. And I'm kind of working my way through it. I've been kind of doing a few layouts here and there with the remaining bits of it. And so I had this one piece, and this is not from the collection or anything, but it was within my kit. And I was so mad because honestly, does that not just kind of look like blood? I mean, it's better now that I soaked up some of it with the paper towel, but it looks like I kept my finger open and just like used my finger to like make the design with my blood. I hate it. So I put the cut file back on, and I was like, there's no way I can save this. There's absolutely no way I can make this work. And I did not like the way that it looked underneath the cut file. And I was so frustrated with myself. So I started to put on the florals. I had fussy cut off a bunch of these little florals from the flower piece of pattern paper. And I'm like, no. So my next idea is I have this piece. And this is an Alex Rinke piece of pattern paper that it wasn't really part of the kit, but it came at the same time. I'm like, I can fussy cut that out. I didn't like that either. So I was like, okay, I need to think of something else. And what I came up with, and thankfully it worked and I like it, is I mixed the red with a pink Moscato, which is like a pink color, obviously. But together the red and the pink made a purple. And it fixed it enough that I was okay, and it actually kind of ended up matching the florals in the piece of pattern paper that I'm working with. And oh, thank goodness I was able to save this piece of pattern paper because, like I said, I was so mad at myself. And then what I end up doing is it is a wonky wreath, I tell you what. But I fussy cut off some more of those big florals you can see there, and that is going to be where I'm going to put my photos. And now I'm just auditioning if I want to do, I had 2 photos of Nora, and it was when she was learning to walk, and so I had those with her and Sean. And then I also had these set of 3 photos which were from Mother's Day. Now, I probably would have gone with the one of Nora because her outfit really matched. There was purple in it and everything. My problem is that Sean was wearing a red shirt and you were focusing more on Sean than Nora, and the story was about Nora. So I didn't want to deal with that, and I didn't know really how to fix it. And so instead I chose these photos of Sean and Jackson making me brunch for Mother's Day. And I like them because they're darker, so this nice light pop of color, and because it's about me, I can do it girly. It really kind of helps. It's a nice contrast to each other. And then I also like the way that it kind of cascades down and fits within the florals. So with those choices kind of made, I just decided for sure that's what I was going to do. I used a thicker that I've kind of just had in my stash that I've rediscovered, and I'm trying to use them up now because I love them so much. And they're like a craft color with little specks of gold in them. They're beautiful. And then I used, to write Mother's Day, I am using the blue alpha that came in my kit. And you can see I'm using a branding strip, so I'm using up some scraps. And then I also got this really cool piece of it's trim. It's not trim, it's paper, but it's like trim, and it's got little circles in it. And I thought it would be really fun to keep the idea of the wreath going, to use that and glue it down and make it go from the title to the floral on both sides. And then I go off camera and do some stitching in white. So again, you kind of get that vibe of the wreath going on. And then, because I wanted to add in the pink too, because those are kind of the main colors there, I end up using, I got a little bit of embroidery thread in this kit as well. And so I figured I'd pull apart some of the pink and I'd stitch that in, adding in some sequins, which are from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and it's actually a winter collection, and I believe it's called White Christmas or something along those lines, but it is beautiful, and it's just a little tad bit of sparkle, which is needed, and I really love the way it turns out. But like I said, as you can see, my my wreath sort of became an oval. I didn't do it on purpose, but when I went to it went that way, and I'm just going with it. It's okay. It actually works out really well because I can house my journaling on the bottom right there. It kind of made it the perfect spot for journaling. And then to back my photos, I really wanted there to be just a little pop of color behind them. And so I had this packaging, which had, I think, the puffy stickers in it. And I'm like, well, this is perfect. It literally just perfectly fit the photo. So I'm doing that for the top and the bottom photo. And then the middle photo, I'm doing the pop of pink so that it's a nice balance between them. And then I lay them down with the kind of the cascading effect there, stair step. I do fussy cut some of these butterflies. Now, I wasn't sure that I was going to use them, and I don't think you see them on camera, but in the end I do use them. I put them down at the bottom of the floral and just kind of in random little spots, but I kind of struggled with how to do it because there was becoming too much. I had the idea of adding these flowers around by the sequence as well, and I was going to do blue at the top and red at the bottom, and then I was going to add the butterflies too, and it was becoming way too much. So I had to edit myself. And what ends up happening is I put one of the butterflies, the one that's yellow and blue there, is going to go in between the word mothers and day. So there's a butterfly there. I do keep the blue florals up at the top. I did like that. I felt like it gave a nice balance because there were such heavy florals down at the bottom. It needed it in just one other place, and so it goes there. I take away the red flowers. Those aren't going to make it on this layout, but that's okay because they'll show up somewhere else. And then a few of the other butterflies, I just kind of put one by the big green one flower down at the bottom, and one by the pink, I believe, and I use a pink one there, and that really just kind of gives it a little something there, but they're kind of hiding so they're not in your face. And then because I used a branding strip that had the hole in it, so where you hang it when you're buying it, I put a little butterfly up there as well. And that's where all the butterflies will end up going on this layout. Now let's talk about the story. So this is the first time Jackson really got to help Sean make me my breakfast for Mother's Day, and he was so excited to help him. He got his little stool ready, and Sean let him crack the egg, and let him do all this stuff. And they made me French toast and bacon, and I got fruit, and it was just so lovely. And Jackson was so proud of himself for being able to help. He loved dumping the bread into the egg mixture. He thought that was just the funniest thing ever. And then he liked the smell of the cinnamon, and he even ate some of it, which was really awesome because I have a very picky eater. And so he even attempted to eat some of it, and he liked it because there was syrup on it. But I just really wanted to remember this moment because these little things are so exciting when he gets so proud of himself for doing things to help, and it was for me, so he was excited to do something for mommy, and just really sweet things. So I have been wanting to document this. It's kind of been sitting off, and I'm glad to finally have it done and out there. I also want to make sure I mention before this video ends to go check out Daisy's take on her awesome wreath that she's going to create. You know it's going to be amazing because that is kind of her thing. And I love the way this turns out. So I added a couple banners there. You can see one says treat yourself because gotta do that for Mother's Day. And then at the bottom where you can see I kind of cut out a little bit, I put some green there. I'm gonna add a like a little bit of fruit and something that says yes, and that is where my journaling will be housed. And I absolutely, like I said, love the way that this layout turns out. I thank you so much for watching. I hope you've been enjoying this series, and stay tuned tomorrow because, like I said, that cut file didn't make it on, but you might just be surprised where it appears tomorrow. It might not be that cut file, but it's a cut file. So stay tuned for tomorrow. There's a look at my final layout, and I'll see everyone later. Bye!